guys, it's Natalie from NatsNumbers, and today's video is how to use sensitivity as a strength rather than a weakness. Now, I posted on Facebook a question, a poll, of how many of you guys this month are experiencing a tremendous amount of sensitivity, and a lot of you guys said, oh hell yes. So including myself, we need to figure out ways to use this sensitivity as a strength, because in today's society, sensitivity is really seen as something that can bring us down. It's something that really creates a level of disempowerment and lack of productivity. And you know what? For a lot of us it is, because we haven't been trained in how to use it. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. This is really beneficial for those of you that have any 2s in your life purpose code in numerology. So if you do, also pay acute attention to this video. Okay, so first of all, I want to give you a metaphor for what sensitivity is. Sensitivity is like a sensitive microphone that picks up on all of the subtle sounds. And this is really amazing because that microphone can be turned up and it can be turned down, but it's in times like this, a month like this of May, which adds down to 2 in numerology, where it seems that that microphone is turned up, and it can be very challenging for us to distinguish between who we are and who somebody else is, and to be able to really develop a sense of peace and harmony as all of this information and all of this stimulation is coming at us. So if this month you've been experiencing a tremendous amount of sensitivity where small things that usually you didn't pay attention to are loud and proud in your awareness, then these steps are going to help you tremendously. So let's get into the first step. This first step is really an epiphany, okay? And it's basically that your sensitivity is wisdom that you have not been listening to. So your soul has this amazing innate intelligence, and it's always trying to deliver messages to you, which is one aspect of the peacemaker archetype in numerology. The messages are coming through. Now, what happens is if you haven't been listening, then your soul is going to turn up the volume until you hear it, until you hear the blaring voice of what's been going on. So what I want you to do right now is the first action step with this, is I want you to ask yourself, what area in my life right now am I the most triggered? Where is my sensitivity pointing me towards? All right? Write that down. Because what is happening is that your sensitivity is your soul's message saying it's time for you to look at this area of your life that you have been ignoring. That is why it feels so heavy, or that's why it feels so dense. So that's why it feels like it's such a big deal, is because you've been ignoring this for quite some time. And now it is time to hear the messages. Okay, so what area in your life are you triggered? The second step is using this power of sensitivity in a constructive rather than a destructive way. Now, I liken sensitivity really to a superpower, because it to me is no different than being able to see through walls or read somebody's mind. This sensitivity really allows us to direct our attention to certain areas in our lives or in other people's lives where we can help, and we can create peace in conflict. We can create peace in war. We can create solutions rather than problems. The problem is that a lot of us use this superpower in really odd ways. So imagine that you are Superwoman or Superman and you get up in the morning, and instead of going out and using your powers in useful places where they can really be received, you decide to sit down and look at your partner or your spouse and see whether they liked the breakfast that you made, right? And then if they didn't like it, or if they didn't say something, or you feel like you're intuiting something where they're not pleased, well, then you take it personal, and you spend your whole morning using all of this superpower of sensitivity for an area that doesn't even need it. So I want you guys to, now that you know what area of your life, your wisdom, your soul has been directing you to with sensitivity, I want you to ask yourself what you can do about it. So is this an area in your life where you can either act or accept? Those are the 2 things that you can do. So act is pretty straightforward, right? So if there's a problem, if there's an area in your life where your soul is directing you to take notice, what actions can you take to resolve this problem? What can you do to create peace and harmony in this situation? If for some reason there's nothing that you can do about it, maybe it's somebody that's a jerk and that's just the way that they are, right? And you can't change them, then the next thing that you need to do is to accept, to let go and surrender. Now, I gave you 3 resources in the May forecast of doing this through gratitude. So go back and watch the forecast and go ahead and do those steps if you need help in accepting and letting go. It's going to be an absolute transformative force in your experience of sensitivity. And you're going to find that your sensitivity can then be directed to things that are useful, constructive, and empowering, and you're going to be able to have amazing experiences of manifestation. All right, the last action step I want you guys to take. You assess an area in your life that your wisdom has been sending you to. You've assessed how you can create a solution either by acting or just letting go of it. The last step is creating balance. Because what happens with this 2 sensitivity is so much information is coming at us that we need more time alone than before. So what I want you guys to do this month, or whenever you're experiencing an acute amount of sensitivity, one of the reasons why this feels so overwhelming is because you need time alone to process what you have felt and to assess your basic set of awareness, who you are versus what is going on out there. So I want you to develop a 2 to 5 minute meditation practice in the morning. And I've been doing this for quite some time, and it has changed my life, in particular because an issue that has come up for me is health. So it's changed my experience of my body. But basically what you do is I want you to wake up in the morning, drink a glass of water, right, get your basic needs met, and then sit down and for 2 to 5 minutes have a conversation with yourself and use the power of your sensitivity, this superpower, for yourself. So scan your body. Is there an area in your body that has friction, that has tension? And how can you begin to release that? How can you begin to love that part of your body? How can you begin to create harmony there? You can also be sensitive to your emotions. Did you wake up with a sense of dread in your stomach? Are you feeling worried about something, anxiety about something? This is the time for you to assess your personal needs and to develop a personal awareness about who you are and what you are experiencing individually. Because sometimes what happens with this peacemaker archetype that we are immersed in, whether it's in our chart or it's in the month that we're in, is that we begin to negate our own needs because the microphone is set out there. It's pointed to what other people are feeling and experiencing. And we need to put that microphone back into ourselves and be able to intuit and feel what it is that we need to progress forward. So I hope that these tips helped. Please comment below, rate the video, and also go on over to Facebook and let me know how these tips are helping you turn your sensitivity into a superpower this month. I'll talk with you guys later. Bye.